What up? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. The past 5 years of the 2020 decade, from 2020 to 2025, have been uncanny, unimaginable. A lot of things been transpiring that I never thought I'd see in my own lifetime. But here we are. We got robots, we got sex dolls, we got moguls behind bars looking at the rest of their life. We got legends behind bars serving the rest of their life. We got artists losing their lives. We got it's crazy out here. It's crazy. But today got a little bit more crazy. Tory Lanez was attacked behind bars, you know what I mean, in Cali, CCI, where he's housed, for the conviction of shooting Meg Thee Stallion in her foot. He was offered a plea deal. How long was that plea deal? I think it was like a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years. He denied the plea deal. He took it to trial. He lost. And he's an immigrant. Keep in mind, this man's from Canada. So at the point where he is let out, whenever he is let out, if he's ever let out, because today ain't look too promising, he's gonna possibly, more than likely, be deported back to Canada. Now, it was this report, and it comes directly from Tory Lanez's page on IG. And it says, Tory was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own, despite being in pain. He's talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. All right. Now that that's out the way, let's address the multiple elephants in the damn chat room, right? There's people who are fans of Tory Lanez, regardless to his status of what he's been convicted of, regardless to all the pain and trauma that's been caused, regardless to everything that's happened within the past 5 years, right? Those people are actually mad and going on a tirade on social media because people are now joking about Tory Lanez's situation. Now, there's always been this phrase, hurt people hurt people. And people were hurt. I feel like a lot of people was hurt. When we seen Meg Thee Stallion, when Meg Thee Stallion came out, I felt like at one point in time she was kind of like this, becoming like this darling, right? She had this story of, her going to school, pursuing rap. Her mom's passed away. She was really like left with nobody. She went back to school, finished school. She had like this story that everybody was like into and compelled to watch. And she was making hit records. Like, let's keep it 1,000. She was making hit records, right? Now, I remember one time when she rapped over Who Shot Ya. And I said on Twitter, I was like, why would she rap over that? Like, I just think it wasn't a good idea to rap over the Who Shot Ya beat, because Who Shot Ya was like Biggie talking to a person. Like, it was rumored to be a Tupac diss record. It wasn't a Tupac diss record. But it was like Biggie just talking greasy to a person who had fear. And she was talking about getting shot. And I was like, why would she rap over that? And then I was greeted with the whole, you hate black women and all that stupid shit, which, like, ridiculous. I don't hate no fucking black women, right? But Meg, over the past few years, has gone through a lot of mental trauma. And some people argue that she caused that mental trauma because of who she dated or her sexual status or, what she did with her personal life. And I look at it from the standpoint of this. When you go through something, you get haunted. The ghosts, the demons that people speak of, rely in your mind. And any trauma that you endure, any trauma that you go through, that haunt is that haunt is no joke. I'm saying that haunt is no joke. And I know that this young woman has been haunted for years. Not only by her decision making, but just things she's going through, specifically the situation with Tory Lanez. He was convicted of shooting her. regardless of what your feelings is. He was convicted of shooting her, and he's behind bars. I don't know what he was stabbed for today. Not really my concern in the sense of like I'm not in jail, so I don't really be tripping over like things that go on to happen in prison because I'm not in prison. So I'm not really like trying to get down to the bottom of it, so to speak. But I did want to talk about like all the people who feel this is karma or, listen, hurt people hurt people. When people is hurt, they gonna hurt. They gonna put hurt out. Is this hard? This horrible? I mean, yeah, he almost lost his life. And there's no empathy, right? There's absolutely no empathy for a man who harms a woman. And it shouldn't be. I don't think that there should be any level of empathy. Like we talked about the Diddy situation and him putting his hands on Cassie and how immediately when he put his hands on Cassie, even though he's not on trial for any of that, that the court of public opinion already made him guilty. So with Tory being convicted of shooting Meg, whatever happens, happens. That's just kind of how I look at it. Like, right? Like whatever happens, happens. I don't think it's a byproduct of like just that said situation. He is in jail for that. But like whatever happens in jail is just jail shit. Like that's jail shit. People get stabbed in jail, poked up, cut all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like people get harmed all the time, extorted, all types of crazy stuff, right? But for the people who are trying to go on this like defensive tirade, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win because it's hurt people, and there's so many people that had to endure the jokes if they was fans on Meg's side, right? Like on social media, the jokes, the song, all of these different things where for me, that was my biggest empathy for Meg is going through something, you know what I'm saying? Going through something and everybody's saying that you're a liar. And I mean, listen, she lied about when she had sex with him. Does that mean that she lied about getting shot? Nah, that doesn't mean that she lied about getting shot. You know what I mean? I think that like everybody was just trying to poke holes into her character. I didn't really like, I just like, yo, anytime a woman have sex with a guy, like, like you dating somebody and you be like, you was messing with him and they be like, yeah, I was going through something. There's always, that's the only thing I was saying about that, right? And I'm gonna just leave that there because like that's triggering for some people as well. My thing is that like, why this is a tragedy, people are not gonna have empathy or any sort of level of understanding or even want to understand or care to understand about him almost losing his life. Because all they can think about is what she endured. And I mean, rightfully so. Like, that's how things work. You know what I'm saying? That's how things work, especially in the space of like domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's never was getting beat on. My mom's never, no man never put their hands on my mom's. I actually seen my mom's back men down. You know what I mean? And not in relationships. I'm saying like in defense of me when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I would get into something with a grown man when I'm a little kid and my mom's would jump out there for me. My mom's jumped in front of 15 police officers for me one time. But like when you start talking about domestic violence and that type of stuff, and it don't go both ways. You know what I mean? It don't go both ways. She wasn't convicted of beating him up or putting her hands on him or none of that. None of them conspiracy theories that people try to throw and put on her. He was convicted of shooting her. So there's not going to be this space where it's like, oh, but he's going through, you know what I mean? And I personally think it's a tragedy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is a tragedy, shit. I don't care what you're going through. You get poked up like that and you still live, man. Allah trying to teach you a lesson. Something ain't right. I mean, that's all I can say. Something is not right. If you in any situation, you get poked up like that on something crazy, something is not going right. But keep in mind history. Keep in mind what's happened, what's going on, regardless to your personal opinions, regardless to your conspiracy theories. It just is what it is, man. It is what it is. And it's unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate. But, hey, listen, man. Ain't no empathy when you harming women. I'm saying ain't no empathy when you harming women. This is I do it myself for the ones that rock with me. Now we doing for the ones that don't. Eventually y'all will. Or y'all won't. I'm starting to notice that. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.